snaffle with the copper lozenge in the middle. I took that out because she was getting she had a lot of saliva with that bit because, of course, it's a sweet iron and they love the taste of it. And she's just always had a really, really wet mouth. I think it was a bit over the top. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a wet mouth, but that was just a bit unsightly, really. So I swapped that for the French link. But I thought now that she's doing better with her schoolwork, she maybe needs that. But if not, we'll go back to the French link. And I then progressed from the French link. I went to the ordinary jointed snaffle for when we hacked out, well, in company. And then, of course, I had to get Apollo's bit at one stage because she was just wanting to be in front all the time. And it was unpleasant trying to hold her back when you haven't got room to turn. When you're on these narrow trails, you can't just turn them to slow them down. You've got to really stop them. And if they're ignoring all the subtle aids and then you're left with the bit, well, then that's not so good. Yes, funny, isn't it, that, Bella? Don't be wandering over there, because that's a bit of a drop down there. We don't want to be doing that. Don't mind you having to wander about, but not over the edge. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Thank you. 2 months off, I always think it's best to start off just lunging first, like we did yesterday, make sure everything's working okay, because obviously you don't really see it when they're just running about in the field. But she was all good yesterday and it just took the edge off, because today I've just been able to get on from the stable and she's straight into walk on a loose rein. One day she'll do that, won't you, in the school? Yes. So we're just keeping to the road today. She might get a bit excited going in a field, might she, and want to canter off. Well, she's not ready for cantering yet because I just need to work up to that. Just carrying me again. Good girl. This weekend I have hired the indoor school. That's the one that's near us, where we go with Auntie Anne. Though I'm not going with Auntie Anne this time. We're just going to do a little bit around the school just to get her back into it. This year I'm hoping to do probably equal parts of schooling to riding out. Even though, of course, she likes that best, as we can see. She does need to get this schooling business under her belt because, later life, she needs to be able to change legs, go on the correct lead when you ask her, and she can't do that at the moment. She doesn't understand unless I'm turning her on a corner, then she gets it. But she needs to be able to do like Apollo does. I can get him to go down the centre line and ask for, in walk, I can ask for a canter depart on the lead that I want. Now, I say this a little bit tongue-in-cheek because last time I went, because he hasn't been schooled very much since Ren's can't ride him anymore. He's just got a little bit. I'm not going to lead with that leg, so obviously I need to address that. And I thought I was going to do that this winter, but it's just been so dreadful. I just haven't. I've just stayed indoors. So Apollo's had well, he's always off, isn't he, Apollo? He's always on holiday, really, because he does very little. But I was going to do some schooling with him over the winter. That was my thought. But then I'd schooled Bella for while we were on holiday, and I was a bit over schooling because it's not my thing. My thing is to go out hacking and pleasure rides and not competitive endurance, but the pleasure side of the endurance now. That's all I like doing. So I just didn't really feel like going and hiring the indoor school, and it certainly wasn't nice enough to take them out. So they've had the whole of December and January off together, haven't you, in the field? Well, apart from coming home for, little spa sessions and that sort of thing. And whoa. Slow. That was a bit of a rush there, Bella. There was no need for rushing, was there? Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. What a good girl. Cute. Walk on. Good girl. Good girl. Steady. Steady. Bella. Good girl. And whoa. Good. Walk on. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon. We love reading the comments, we love emojis, and we'd love a thumbs up.